Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your September 1st to 10th, 2018 reading for you. Now, I've shuffled and meditated upon the cards, and if you guys would like to book a private reading with me, all that information will be in the description box below. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. There you are, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. All right. Well, you really are moving forward, taking the reins. Embracing your own victory. Okay. Your first card is the Devil card. Now, most people, when they see this card, especially with the Tower right after it, you're going to sit there and think, oh my goodness. But we have these three cards, and I don't think they fell this way by accident, especially when we start, is that it feels as if you are having a battle, as if you're having to defend yourself, having to try and get people to see things the way that you want them to see things. You want them to start taking you seriously. You want them, there's a battle of some sort. Even if it's just something small, but it's draining a lot of your energy. And you're sitting there and you're looking at things. And now it's time to kind of cut the chains that bind you. And by this I also mean to just walk away. To just sit there and say, all right, I need to do what's right for me. And I'm not saying about being irresponsible. I'm not saying to just walk out on your responsibilities. I'm saying that the cards are showing here that you are embracing yourself in your own personal understanding, and you're meeting with resistance along the way. And it seems as if there's more resistance right now than there is joy. And what the Devil card is saying is to break the chains of the past that bind you. Don't sit there and keep yourself tethered to something that is no longer relevant to your life, no longer necessary to be dragged forward with you. In the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, this is an atypical demon, devil, holding the chains of a naked woman and a naked man. They are being chained to kind of their base desires instead of elevating themselves up. But this is also being chained to social expectations, you know, what you think you're supposed to do, who you think you're supposed to be, societal expectations. Sitting there and looking at everything and thinking that in order to be happy, in order to succeed and achieve, everything has to be done a certain way. And you're letting the voice of the outside world overtake that little kind of Jiminy Cricket voice inside of you that sits there and is guiding you forward. And that's the voice of the universe. That's the voice of the divine, sitting there telling you what you need to do, who you are, what you want to achieve from life, what you want to succeed in, telling you the important things. Even if it's just day-to-day guidance, it's going to be invaluable in order for you to live and in order for you to elevate to living the most authentic, true life for yourself, in a sense of feeling free from chains, free from other people's expectations. And you're never going to be completely free because, you know, you have to get along with people and everything like that. But this is feeling an inner freedom of self, breaking the chains. And this, why the Devil card is also related to addiction, is because when we break the chains of what everybody expects us to be as individuals, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, there's a chance of going in the complete opposite direction and becoming addicted. And it doesn't have to be just to alcohol and drugs and sex or anything like that, gambling. It can be small addictions that you do in order to kind of prevent you from moving forward in the way that you're supposed to be. Addicted to staying up late, addicted to, you know, watching TV, addicted to all these little things that could be robbing you from your joy. So that's just a warning that comes with the Devil card. But this is saying you are breaking the chains of the past, and you are following and finding your own personal bliss, your own personal understanding, moving forward in majesty of self and with the angels guiding you, because the stags represent majesty, and the wolf here is representing the angels fiercely guarding you as you breathe in the mist, and that's also the spiritual of what it is that you truly desire. Your next card is the Tower card. And this is a card of karmic debt. This is a card that, yeah, I'm feeling as if you're just sighing. You're looking at it and going, oh my gosh, no more. I don't want to take any more. I can't be through another cycle of having to battle, having to defend myself, having to have things move forward with so much resistance. Your emotions are raging. It's feeling overwhelmed. It's feeling underappreciated. And it's feeling as if, why is this happening to me? Why am I being punished? And what the Tower is again, karmic debt. It's not you being punished. It's actually your soul being elevated. It's you learning lessons that you wouldn't have learned unless this energy came in and kind of muckied up the water. The storm blew in from out of nowhere. How you handle the karmic energy of the Tower is completely up to you. It looks like you handle it very well. But know that this isn't a personal attack on you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is an elevation of your soul. This is kind of like a contract that you've written and said, okay, I'm having this happen. And it could be large, it could be small. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. It doesn't always have to be this huge thing that you sit there and you're just dumbfounded, kind of like a tornado coming through or a hurricane. It doesn't have to be that at all. It could be something small, but that deeply, deeply impacts you. And that you're sitting there and you're thinking about it well after the situation has ended. And you're sitting there and you're mulling over, how could you have handled things better? How could things have been changed? What did you do wrong? It's something that impacts your soul. And what this card is telling you is to take in the energy, to take in the understanding, and to kind of weather out the storm. Because what it's bringing, because you have two major arcana cards right here, the divine cards, they're giving you the big message. And this is kind of like coloring it in. They're giving you the picture. This is how it's going to be colored in, okay? If that makes sense. So you have this Tower energy coming, and it actually sets you free. It brings you a sense of freedom, a sense of self that you didn't have before, a sense of a way of looking at things that hadn't been embraced. And you wind up finding with the Five of Swords that you are actually successful against the opposition that you have faced from other people, that you have faced through either this is negativity from the past coming in, rearing its ugly head, sitting there saying, oh really, you think you can succeed? You think you can achieve? You think you can do anything? And you sitting there and saying, yes, I can. I absolutely can. You know your mind. You know what you want. And this could actually be people opposing you. In these 10 days, you could sit there and have an argument, have some sort of disagreement where people really want you to fail. But you haven't. The swords cross in supplication at your feet. The swords sitting there and saying, you know what? You're right. You won. And now some people see this card, the Five of Swords, as, you know, defeating the person and being braggadocious and unsportsmanlike. But these cards are set in medieval times, right? This one is the Llewellyn Tarot deck. This is seeing the situation and seeing that you are victorious. And when you are victorious, especially in medieval times, these people walk away. And you get their swords. You could get their land, you could get their title, you could get everything from them. They could be left with absolutely nothing, depending on the stakes risked, depending on the battle fought. This is telling you, do not apologize for winning. Do not apologize for succeeding. Do not sit there and feel guilty for your success. But as you move forward with the success, with having won, with knowing in your mind what you want, where you're going, what you are achieving, having overcome this Tower energy, you are looking at the Six of Pentacles now. We have the Six of Pentacles come in, and you're looking at everything and saying, how am I going to fairly move forward with fairness and justice? This is my Minor Arcana Justice card. The scales are unbalanced. It seems as if there's just a complete gap between what's being done and what should be being done. These scales should be even. It's either with a person, it's either in some aspect of your life, you are giving and giving and giving, and you're not seeing the return. And the person is going to take and take and take. And you're not going to see the prosperity and the bounty coming into your life. You're going to feel drained, and you're going to feel sad. And because you feel drained, and because your energy is being taken from you, you're not going to be able to move forward the way that you want to. So it's imperative that the scales be balanced. Because after coming out of this Tower energy, after sitting there and breaking the chains and saying, no, this is what I want, and I'm sure of it, and I'm moving forward in victory, even if you have opposition, you have to also move forward in fairness of self. Do not sit there and expect yourself to be able to do everything perfectly right out of the gate, or put unrealistic expectations on yourself. But and that's for some of you, for more it feels from this card is that you are trying to make things right. You're trying to hold everything together, to take this energy that is causing chaos and make order out of it. And sometimes chaos just needs to be. And what is left in its wake is something that can become beautiful. But you're taking the scales and you're saying, you know what? I have to be just and fair to myself. You have to think about yourself. You have to put yourself into consideration, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And you also have to look at the allocation of your time and sit there and say, okay, I need to do this, I need to do this. And I can't give all my time to either one task or one person and not give my time to anything else, because it's making things uneven. It's taking away from your balance. It's taking away from your abundance. And also make sure that your funds are being balanced, okay? That you know where your money is going, you know where you're spending everything, and that you're still being fair with your finances, not putting strain on yourself. The next card is the Queen of Swords. Now this card can represent an air sign, a Libra, an Aquarius, a Gemini, coming into your life, helping cut through the nonsense, helping you move forward in truth and freedom of self, freedom of understanding. But this is also saying that you are taking on that aspect. You are cutting through the doubts and fears. You are knowing what you want. You are sitting there and you are moving forward with faith in yourself. I love this queen. Most people sit there and say, oh, the Queen of Swords, she's terrible. I don't view her as terrible. She is somebody who is no nonsense. She is somebody who is ambitious and strong and doesn't make apologies for it, or has learned not to make apologies for it. She's freedom of self. You need to keep your independence, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, as you're moving forward in life, as you're obtaining what you want. And she's also the only queen with armor on, if you can see that. She's the only queen who has a defense on her as she's moving forward, has a way of protecting herself. You could even say she could be ready for battle, or at least to inspire her army as they move forward. She holds a weapon, and you could say that the Queen of Wands holds a weapon. But I see this more as creation. This is to sit there and say, you know what, I know what I want. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. And I am achieving with absolute ferocity of self at the center. Your mind is extremely sharp. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're embracing your intellect. You're embracing your wit. You're embracing your sense of what you want in life, your plan, the little kind of roadmap that you have in your head for how you want to proceed. You're not letting go of that. You're sitting there and embracing your truth and your understanding. You're giving yourself freedom to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, to succeed where it is that you want to succeed. Now, this is also telling you, don't be sharp-tongued in these 10 days, September 1st through the 10th. You could find that your temper might be a little bit short. It doesn't matter if you are a male or a female with the two queens here, just to let you guys know. But you could find that your temper is a little bit short because you are seeing things so clearly and you're not understanding why everybody else isn't getting on board and seeing things the same way. It's because your mind is working so quick that you need to step back and you need to let people have time to catch up. But also know the power of your words here and the power of your thoughts are astoundingly important. Especially talking to yourself with kindness and with love at your center. Because you know what you want from life. It's as if you've gone through a trauma and it has actually been that darkness before this beautiful abundance comes and sits there, and you sit there and you say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want because I survived this. I can do anything. You know, you've been through the battle, you've learned your prosperity, and now you know your mind. You know what you want. You've learned, or you're learning, to be fair and make sure that you count. And now you go from the Queen of Swords to the Queen of Wands. This is you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Male or female, it doesn't matter. You're embracing this energy. The Queen of Wands can be seen as Hecate in, Greek mythology. A magician, a wizard, a sorceress, creating and cultivating the prosperity that you want in your life. Looking at this earthly plane, knowing your mind, knowing cognitively what you want to create, but also knowing passionately and personally what you want in life. Bringing forth bounty and creating something that might have been out of nothing. You have the lions on the side of your throne. So this is courage of self. The sunflower here, marking a new day, a new dawn. And really you taking in your energy, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. The blue slipper right there, being connected with the spiritual. Being connected with what drives your soul forward. There's a connection between the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Cups here, definitely, because of the water represented by the blue of her slipper. For me, at least that's coming through right now. And you are embracing your passion. You're embracing your desire. You're embracing how you want to create your life. Because for me, the Pentacles and the Wands are saying in the here and now. How you want to create your life. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. How you want to cultivate things. How you want things to move forward. Embracing prosperity of spirit. Sitting there, kind of like planting a tree. And saying, it's so much more than a tree. It gives shade. It clears the air. It gives us oxygen to breathe. It is a home for animals. It can bear fruit. It can make lumber. It's so much more. You're seeing the extent of your personal power, the extent of your personal truth, and it's so much more than you ever gave yourself credit for, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And your clarifying cards, so as you're embracing yourself, your clarifying cards through this whole situation are telling you, with the Seven of Wands and the Knight of Cups, they're telling you that you feel as if you have to defend yourself. You feel as if as this change comes in, as people kind of battle against you or expect you to fail, you want to make them see and understand that you are winning, that you are moving forward, that you have this under control. But the energy that you spend defending yourself is taking away from the energy that you have to create the world that you want, to create the existence that you want. So even if it's hard, and sometimes it might not be possible, because again, this is a general reading, so it's different for every single one of you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. But as you are defending yourself, step back. Look at your emotions. Kind of say, you know what? This isn't worth it. It isn't worth kind of shouting at a brick wall, getting people to understand you who aren't going to understand. And you move forward in love, in joy, in happiness of self, in healing. This also represents a water sign, a Cancer, a Scorpio, Pisces, that can help you sit there and say, you know what, you don't need to do this anymore. You don't need to prove yourself. You proved yourself enough. Now it is time to embrace you. Now it is time to embrace your own abundance. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And for some of you, you might feel a very strong connection to this water sign. Or this water sign might become somebody, or might be somebody very, very close to you that helps you move forward. Because it is time you're cultivating your energy and you're kind of saving it all up. And you're moving forward, embracing your dreams and yourself. Because you have here, you've fought and you've defended and you've succeeded. Yeah. Against what has been trying to, well, what wants to come out of my mouth is rip you apart, of something that wants to see you fail. Right? It could be a negative relationship. It could be a bad work situation. It could just be something internally that you're looking at the situation and saying, you know what, it wants me to fall apart, and I'm not falling apart. Because you're taking this karmic debt and you're owning it, and you're saying, you know what, yes, this is debt. Okay? You could look at it very much this way. This makes perfect sense. This is karmic debt. And it's owed, but now we're balancing it. And because it's being balanced, you're cutting the chains of the past that bind you to this unhappiness. You're moving forward in victory of self. By conquering this debt, by conquering this fear, by conquering this energy here. Balancing the scales, but also being true to yourself. Finding your bliss, finding your understanding. Actually, wait. Yeah, there we go. Knowing your mind, balancing the scales, knowing your mind, finding your truth, finding your understanding, cutting through doubt and fear, saying this is what I want, this is who I am, and I don't really care what you think. I mean, in a nice, loving way, of course, but also rather forceful, because all these readings come from a place of love and light, but it's saying that you are being true to yourself, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're knowing your mind, you're knowing what you want, you're giving yourself freedom of expression and freedom to be you. And that's breaking the chains of the past. That's breaking the chains that have bound you to maybe a life that you didn't want, maybe a way of being that has felt inauthentic. And now you're embracing your truth, your majesty. The angels are fiercely guarding you as you're moving forward, breathing in the spiritual, connecting with your soul's desire, being more truly you than ever before, embracing your passion, your creativity, what you want, your courage of self, using this wand like a tree to create something new, but also like a magic wand to sit there, or a wizard's staff. Yeah, a witch's staff, a wizard's staff. To sit there and say, I am creating the existence that I desire. I am manipulating and manifesting my future to be what I want it to be. Not being manipulative, but sitting there and rearranging things so that they are fair and they are just and they are what you want. You're embracing your courage of self, your abundance of self. No longer fighting and defending, especially your emotions, especially what it is that you know in your heart that you should be doing, but moving forward in peace and in harmony, in healing and in understanding. All right, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, it was a pleasure to share this reading with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. Bye.